Hello fellow Sudokans and welcome to Zen and the Art of the Guardian Sudoku puzzle. It's Monday the 11th of March 2024. I hope you are keeping well, enjoying yourself, whatever time of day or night it is when you manage to watch this video. This is Monday. The Guardian always has a very easy puzzle on Monday. So if you've never played Sudoku before, welcome to the channel. Do me a favor, hit the subscribe button, and I will be explaining the rules of Sudoku. I say rules, but I'm not really sure there isn't just one rule. It's kind of extended leftwards, rightwards, and up and down. That's all basically. There's kind of only one rule to follow. I'll explain what the rule or rules, if you prefer, is or are in a moment. And before that, though, if you're new to the channel, you should notice that it has a very weird title, this channel, because I like to make it a kind of blog as well, where I chat about anything that's on my mind. What's on my mind today? Pope Francis has apparently called for Ukraine to, and I think I'm quoting here, raise the white flag and negotiate a settlement, a peace deal or something. Ooh, that's not good language, is it? Talking about raising the white flag, of course, means surrender. You know, I'm not sure that Ukraine should be surrendering. It's dangerous for the rest of the world, actually, if Putin's aggression is seen to win out here. I think that's very dangerous for the rest of Europe and the world in general. Plus, I don't think that Ukraine is really losing that badly. I mean, of course, Russia has very heavy forces. You know, Ukraine has made terrible sacrifices in human lives. War is the worst thing in the world, right? Always the worst option. But you know, it wasn't Ukraine's fault that they were invaded. The aggressor is clear, and if you allow the aggression to stand, it sets a terrible precedent for future dictators and autocrats around the world. All right. Sorry, Pope. We're out of step on that one. Right, let's get on with the game of Sudoku, shall we? Now, how do we play this game? You can see there's a grid with numbers. So obviously it looks something about numbers. You might be thinking, oh, is it something about maths? Answer, excuse me, no. I just had some white rice flour. I'm not sure what you'd call them. In Thailand, we call them salabao. It's a kind of Chinese dumpling type thing, right? Bun type thing. And they have quite a lot of white pepper in them, which can sometimes stick in the throat, I find. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. I was telling you, we have a grid with numbers on. You're thinking, is it maths? The answer is no, it's not maths. It's a game of logic. And the numbers are incidental. The numbers are just things to help us find the logic pattern. So what do we have to do? Well, you can see there is one number placed in each cell, quite big numbers here. And so what we have is 9 squares in each row across, and we have 9 squares in each column down, or up if you prefer. And we also have 9 squares in each of these smaller boxes that are outlined in black like this. Not that one. I've just gone too far with the mouse, excuse me. It is a Monday morning. My mousing is not up to scratch. Right, so what is the game about? Well, the game is about filling the empty squares with the missing numbers. And when I say missing numbers, it means that we're looking for numbers in the series of 1 to 9. And that's it. So, for example, here we have 2, 3, 5, and 9. We don't yet have 1. We don't have 4. We don't have 6. We don't have 7. And we don't have 8. All of those will fit into these empty squares for this block, and the same thing for each column. So here we have 1, 2, 3. We don't have a 4 yet. That must be in one of the empty squares. We've got 5. We don't have a 6. We don't have a 7. We don't have an 8. We do have a 9. But the other missing numbers will fit into those squares to complete the series of 1 to 9. Got it? Okay. Numbers cannot repeat, of course. There are only 9 squares. That means each number can appear in its row, column, or block, just, I call these blocks, just one time. And that's how we find the answer. So let's look at this block here, shall we? We've got some empty squares here, and we ask ourselves, do we have a 9 in this square yet? And why do I say 9? Because I've seen that we can place a 9 there. And how did I see it? Well, I kind of used my eye to follow this pattern down. I know that 9 cannot reappear in this column. We've already got 9 here, and I know that this 9 means that there can't be another 9 in this square, because in this column we can't have a repeat. So numbers can appear in their columns only one time. So this square is out because of this, and these 3 squares are out because of that, and there is only one other empty square. We've already got 6 and 5 blocking these squares here, so we know that 9 is in that square there. Got the idea? Okay, let's try that again. I'm going to find a 3 in this block here. And how am I going to do that? I'm going to see the other 3s that surround. For example, this one blocking across this row means none of these 3 squares can appear as a 3. 3 blocking across this row here like this. So these 2 squares can't be 3. And then 3 going up this column like this. So we've got all of these blue cells or squares blocked out because of these 3s there. And there's only one empty square. So this is the point. If you find only one empty square, that's where the number goes, and this is the important thing to remember when you're doing that kind of thing. I'm going to find 1 blocking up here, or 1 blocking up here, and 1 across here like this, you see? So we can't have 1 in this square, or this square, or this square because of this 1 here. You see how that works? And so 1 will be in that square there. I think you've got it now, haven't you? So that's it. Basically, we just have to kind of use our eyes and look around the grid for kind of thing. So I'm going to ask you now to find the digit 4 in this block up here. I know that we can do it. I can do it. I'm sure you can do it too. We're looking for digit 4. Keep looking, keep looking. I'll just twiddle my thumbs while you're at it. Okay. So let's see now. We have 4 blocking up here, we have 4 blocking up here like this, and we have 4 across there. Hope you've got that. So there's only one empty square. We know that the 4 must appear there. Right. Now it's just basically a game of looking. You know, you have to keep searching for the answers. We can get a 3 in this block here. We want to try and find it. Okay, it's a bit easier to see the 3s in the bottom at the bottom here because they're quite open. There's not many numbers surrounding them. So we've got 3 across here, 3 across there. We also had a 3 up here blocking down here, but we didn't really need this. We had 3 blocking down here. Again, we didn't really need it because we've already found our 3 in that square there. What else can I show you? Because there are different things that will be handy. Not yet. I'm trying to find something that's slightly different so I can show you. Ah, yeah, okay. All right. In this column here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We don't have 6, 7, or 8. Okay, so let's consider 6. Now we've got 6 in this block here already. So what you have to remember is 6 cannot reappear in this anywhere else in this block. So these blue squares are out for the 6. So if we think about this column now, we can see that this square and this square can't be 6. And that means that there's only one other empty square in this column, and that's here, and so we know that the 6 must fit into that square there. Now we can take our 6 going up here and 6 across there, which will give us 6 in that square. Okay, so here's another thing you can do. Remember, we're using logic here, so try to get in the logic way of thinking in logic. So what's missing from these two squares here? We know that we've got everything except for 7 and 8. That's what must appear in these two squares here, 7 and 8. Do you see? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 9, so we don't have 7, 8. So we know that this square could be 7. If so, this square will be 8. This square could be 7, or this square could be 8, but we don't know which is which, but we do know that it can only contain 7 or 8. So in this block now, we know that 7 and 8 are in these two squares. 7 and 8 cannot appear in these two squares because they must be in these two squares here. So here, we're just looking for the rest of the numbers to make up this block. So we've got 1, we don't have 2, 3, 4, we don't have 5, 6, 7, 8 are in those squares there. And this is 9. So we know that these two squares can only consist of 2 or 5. Okay. Now actually, if we look up here, we can see the 2 blocking down here. So we know that that's going to be 2 and that is going to be 5. Now there are other ways to find the same information. I could have found that in a different way, but I just wanted to point that out to you because that kind of technique will come in handy later. Now with the 5s, we've got 5 blocking up here, and across here. That gives us 5 in that square there. We have 5 blocking this square. We have 5 blocking this square, or that one, or that one. Double blocked on 2 squares here. So in this row, which still doesn't have a 5, we know that 5 is going to appear there. Now, our 8 blocks across here, so that's going to give us 8 in this square, and there's only one number missing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We don't have a 7. We've got 8 and 9, so we know that's a 7. And now there's only one number missing in this column, so we can find that next. And if we count through, we'll find it's an 8. And now there's only one number missing in this block, and that's going to be a 7. If any of this is a bit too fast, just go back, watch the video again. You'll do me a big favor by doing so. Missing number across here is a 4. Now, okay, this is quite good. Something slightly different, not much different, but slightly different. Missing numbers here are 1, 2, and 7 for this block. Okay, 1, 2, and 7 must fit into these 3 squares here. Now we consider this square and we ask ourselves, can it be a 1? And the answer is, oh no. Can it be a 2? Yeah, maybe. Can it be a 7? No, it can't be a 7. So we can see 1 and 7 can't be in this square, and there are only 3 possibilities in this block, so we know that that is going to be a 2. Okay, 2 blocks down here, across here, and across here, and it gives us another 2 there. So we have 1 and 7 in these squares, but we can't decide which is which yet, so we have to come back and look at that a bit later on. Meanwhile, we have 1 blocking across here and across here. That will give us the 1 in that square there. Now there are only 2 numbers here. I don't know what they are. Let's have a quick look. We are lacking 3 and 7, and yes, we've got a 7 here and we've got a 3 there, so we can find either way you prefer. 3 must go there, 7 must go there. And now we'll take that 7 down to the bottom like this, and that will give us 7 here. And then look, we had 7 and 8 in these 2 squares. You don't have to remember that. You can find it out again for yourself. But 7 blocking across here will give us the 7 there and the 8 there. I talk about remembering things. It does help if you... Sudoku is a game that will help you improve your memory just a smidgen, I think. A little tiny bit. I think it's helped me in some ways improve my memory. Just a very small amount though, nothing major. And I still have a bad memory. I don't have good memory for this kind of thing. 8 blocks across here, 8 blocks down there. That's going to be our 8. And now we just need a 9 to complete this row. Let's fill it in. There are 2 empty squares in this column. Let's see what we need. We need 4 and we need 6. Do we have any way of doing it? You tell me. 4 and 6. Can we say which is which? Yes, we can. Oh, yes, you're right. Okay, 4 blocks this square here, so that's going to be our 4. And this is going to be our 6 to finish this column. Now we have the 6 that we just put in, blocking across here, and 6 up here, which gives us a 6 in that square. And we'll take the 6 down to the bottom like this, giving us a 6 there. Where should we look now? This is always the question for the Sudoku. Amateur or professional. Are there such things as professional Sudokans? Not me, by the way. I'm just somebody that likes to play a game here and there. I'm not even an expert or anything like that. Let's see. There are 3 empty squares along this row. What's missing? We're looking for 1. We're looking for 4. We're looking for 9. Any help? Not enough help. I can see that the 9s are over here somewhere. But that's not enough. If you hear a meowing sound in the background, that's my cat, who takes a major part in this channel. A major part of my life. Major part of my bank balance, because he's constantly sick. Anyway, that's another matter. Missing digits down here are 1, 7 and 8. Any help on 1, 7 or 8? No, but I can see something else now. We have 8 blocking up here and 8 across there, so we can in fact get an 8 up on high. And the missing numbers here are going to be 3 and 7, and we've got a 3 blocking up there, so that will be our 3, and this will be our 7. Now there's only one number missing for this column. It's a 1. Start looking for a 1, you won't find one. And this, I remember from before, saying it before, is a 7, but if you didn't remember that, it doesn't matter. You can just look through and find the missing digit in that way. Missing numbers down here now are 1 and something, and as soon as I mention the 1, I know that I've got 1 intersecting here, so I can immediately put the 1 in even before I look for the next number. And the last number down here is 8. Excuse me, you'll often see that on this channel. I hit the wrong keys on the keyboard. Cat is complaining again from outside, if you can hear it in the background. 8s are blocking like this. That gives me an 8 there, and now just a 5 we need for this row. 5 blocks up here and across here, which gives me a 5 in that square. Now there's only one number to be had here, which is a 2, so let's put that in, and then 2 blocks down here. You see how it works in so neatly? You know, you get 1 and you shift your view, your vision across the board to find the next number. This will be 6. 6 blocks down here and across here. Excuse me, I should hold down the keys. There we go. And that will give me a 6 there. Now the missing number up here and here is 4 and 9. One thing I can say is that I know that this is going to be 4 or 9. There are only 2 squares missing in this block, and there are 2 squares missing down here, so they have to be the same thing. This is going to be 4 or 9, but I can't get that yet. So we shall leave that for the moment. What we will do is look over here and see what's missing. We don't have 3 and we don't have 7. I can see a 3. Oh, we do have 3, sorry. My mistake. We don't have 7. I apologize. See? Easy to make mistakes. 7 blocks across here. There's a 7. And the last number 2 place here is a 4, in fact. Now, the 4 blocks this square. As I said, 4 was one of our missing numbers up here. So it must go in that position there. And this will be a 9. And now we'll be seeing a 9 down there. 1 blocks across here, giving us the 1 there, and now there's only one more number for the row, the column, the block, and everything else, and that's the digit 4, and that's our beginner level puzzle over for a Monday. There is a playlist on this channel of easy games, and you can find lots of easy games to practice with, especially the Monday Guardians. They're all very easy if you've never played the game before. That's it. Thanks very much. See you around. Bye bye.